So here we are. Another one of these. So this whole issue was brought to my attention, and it's been sort of snowballing since, that a guy called Jeremy Johns, that's how his surname's pronounced. If it's not, correct me. And even just watching Jimquisition videos as well has kind of got the ball rolling on us. But specifically, Jeremy Johns did a video saying why he refuses to buy Star Wars Battlefront. I don't really watch much of his stuff, but I don't really want to call it clickbaity, but it seems that way. But when you actually watch the video, it's not. Basically, he said that the season pass in the US was $50. And I'm thinking, okay, considering the regular price of games in the US are kind of about that for sort of new-ish ones, I guess. $50 is a bit steep. So I went, okay, let's see if Australia is any better. So I turned on my PS4 and I went to the PlayStation store. The season pass for Star Wars Battlefront for the PS4, and I'm guessing it'll be the same for the Xbox One, is $79 last I checked. It's either that or $75, but either way, it is over $70 for the season pass. That is beyond ridiculous. You're charging for another game. Like, people can argue, oh, but on the PlayStation store, the game is like fucking $99, because of course it is, because fucking Australian gaming prices on the PS store are stupid. Like, literally every game, unless it's an indie developed game or fucking something like Grow Home, where it's technically almost tripped over my words there. It's either an indie developer or like Grow Home, where it's a little team, but it's technically Ubisoft. So, but even then, it's still a very small game, so they release it for fuck all. And even then, I got it for free as part of the PlayStation Plus thing, because it was free 1 month. So I took advantage of it. Games on the Australian PlayStation Store that are brand new, even for the PS3, from what I last checked, are pretty much always $99.99. So basically $100 for a new game. While the season pass may be cheaper than that, I checked, because there's a store chain in here in Australia called JB Hi-Fi, who, if a game is selling well, or if the pre-orders sell well, the price will drop before release, and will stay that way or go slightly back up. So I think the pre-order price was like 68 at one point. It dropped down from like 80 something. Maybe even 99, and then it dropped down to 89, and then because it was just selling so well, they were getting so many pre-orders for it, that it dropped down to $68. Therefore, if I buy the game through them, if it's still that cheap, and I would say that it is, that means that I can buy the game for cheaper than the fucking season pass. And here's what I suggest. Fuck the season pass. Don't have one. If you're going to charge that fucking much for it, don't have one. You don't have to do one. You can still release DLC. Just don't release it all at once. I mean, hell, that's the point of this. it's going to be released like over the next year or so. Just don't do the season pass. I mean, hell, the season pass is supposed to be cheaper than the combined price of everything that falls within the season pass. And even now, some season passes are being fucking selective as hell as to what you actually get. So, fuck the season pass, just release the DLC. But release it like months and months and months apart, like you're probably planning to do anyway, so people can go, okay, I'll save up for this one. If it's any good, I'll buy the next one. If it's any good, I'll buy the next one. Blah, 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 blah. Or just generally, it gives people time to save up again, rather than this one-off purchase when you could be making money off them for multiple purchases. Because instead of 79 up front or 75 up front or whatever it was, which, yes, that's a lot of money until you convert it to American dollars, and it's probably about 40 or 50, which is probably why it is that price. But you do that and you get that, and then there are a lot of people that are like, no, fuck you, I'm not paying that much. So they'll just wait for the shit to come out normally. If you just fuck the season pass right off, then, maybe. I mean, I guess that's it. Like, there is kind of a flaw in my argument where they want the money right the fuck now, as opposed to little bits and bits and bits at a time. Which, it seems weird still, because it's like you can still make a fuckload of money that way. The cheaper something is, the more people are likely to buy it, and thus you're more likely to make a higher profit. I mean, shit. I have more Nintendo games currently, at least Nintendo Wii, like the Wii U. I currently own more Wii U games, to the best of my knowledge, or at least I'll swing it this way. I've probably spent more money on the Wii U, and that's including a $120 replacement gamepad, because I fucking headbutted the other one because I was getting pissed off at Splatoon. I've spent more money on the Wii U than the PS4. And I just bought, which, is arguable, probably. At least game-wise, I've probably spent about as much. Well, actually, no. I'll spend less money on the Wii U, probably, but have more to show for it. That's a better way of wording it, isn't it? I've spent less money on the Wii U, probably, but I have more to show for it. Whereas I've recently bought the Nico, or Nico, whatever, database thing for my PS4, so I can expand the fucking memory. And I've recently just finished discussing and having miscommunications with someone on eBay about getting a new hard drive for it. Which, yes, I technically did try to... And yeah, in case you're wondering, I did try to get them both at the same fucking time. But delays happened, so it's only just been sent out. I hope. In any case, I seem to put more into my Wii U now, and that costs less to get in the fucking first place. It took me 2 payments to get that Wii U. It took me months to pay off the PS4. I had to exploit a lay-by until Christmas thing, which that's a thing here in Australia, by the way. Lay-by. You know about that? You pay off a bit at a time. You have to every fortnight. It can be as small as $20. It's kind of like pre-ordering, but not. Because, it's already out. I don't even think that's a thing in America. Maybe I'm wrong, but, maybe I'm right. But, season passes generally at this point have just pissed me right the fuck off. Like, and the weird thing is, I've softened on some. Mortal Kombat X, when it came out with its season pass, 4 characters, 4, and 15 skins that they could have just chucked in as free updates or something, because they're just cosmetic. Or like made as a free download or something if you wanted them, because fuck, they're fucking outfits. Recently, the PlayStation Store had a sale and knocked it down to $15, and the Watch Dogs one got knocked down considerably as well. So I bought both of them finally, because I think the Watch Dogs one started cheap, but then got more expensive, and then now, due to the sale, got really fucking cheap. So I bought it, and I bought the other thing. But then it dawned on me, oh, wait a minute. Mortal Kombat X kind of has an excuse to charge a bit more than normal for a season pass, because they have 2 licensed characters in there. Yes, Tanya and Talia, whatever fucking name is. And even that might not, I don't know. Sorry, I'm kind of blanking. But her and Tremor are actual Mortal Kombat characters, so that was just, okay, let's throw them in there. Whereas Predator and Jason, they had to license from New Line Cinema and whoever the fuck owns Predator. Is that New Line Cinema as well? I don't fucking know. Whoever owns them, they had to basically pay them to be able to use them. It's like Nintendo. Smash Brothers DLC is always going to be dearer for third-party characters than it is for characters that they actually own. Because, they've got to let Capcom or whoever the fuck get a bit of that money. So they have to charge a bit extra. And even then, it's not really all that much. So taking that into account, I was like, okay, fair enough, they get a pass now. And I bought the bloody thing anyway, but it was only because it was cheap. Not that I really play the game in much anymore anyway, but, if someone, by some miracle, actually comes over and wants to play it, and they main Jason or Predator or whoever the fuck, now they can. And it is interesting to play around with new characters. Arkham Knight, I'm not getting the season pass, fuck it. If I want to buy that shit, I'll buy that shit separately. I don't care anymore. Now, back to Destiny, which I brought up before in a video I did like this. And, usually I'll say, oh, I don't want this video to be long-winded. I don't care anymore for this. This is going to be long-winded, and I apologize that it is, but it's just the way it is. The Taken King. Anyone wants to shout me that? Good on ya, I'll take it. But otherwise, I'm not upgrading to the Taken King. Even if, I don't know, I win the lottery, or just generally I start getting more committed, regular hours for my work, for work. Because currently I only work Thursday nights. That's it. So I'm not making very much. I'm making more than some Americans, apparently. But, which is weird, because that's 8 hours a fortnight. So that's sad. But, or at least for working the same amount of time, blah. The Taken King on its own is about $70. on its own. So I'm not talking about the edition where it comes with the base game and the 2 previous expansions plus Taken King. I'm not talking about that, because that's about $79 or so, maybe more, depending on how you get it. Because I can guarantee you right the fuck now, on the PlayStation Store, outside of a sale, that's probably $99. And I spent $69 or $68 on that fucking game. And that was because where I got it from, I told them that their competition had it for cheaper than them. Or at least had it at a specific price. They checked it, so I wasn't lying. And then when it came out, I only got it for the amount that I said that the competition had it. Had I not said that, I would have had to fork out $99 for the base game of Destiny. And inherently, I have nothing against Destiny. It's an alright game. I enjoyed it when I played it. I enjoyed playing it with friends when I occasionally played it with friends. You know, it's not a bad game. But the first 2 expansions bundled together with like $30. And that's reasonable, because it's not a full expansion. Neither of them are. Both of them together probably make up, I don't know, a small Star Wars The Old Republic thing. Well, shit, not even that. That's, whoa. Even those ones add quite a bit. I noticed. At least more than that. Maybe I'm wrong. If you actually play that game regularly still, then give me a heads up. But, you know, it added stuff and it was cheap to get both in one bundle, so I did. But outside of someone giving me the money to pay for it, it is currently pretty much $70 to $80, just to be safe. I'll rant it that way. To get the Taken King on its own. Because you can get it on its own, but it's still that fucking expensive. So it's more than I paid for the base game. The only way that I can accept that is if it's Destiny 2. Not 2.0, 2. So the base game over again. And with slightly more stuff on top of that. $70 or $79 for the base game. The 2 House of Wolves, fucking whatever the other one is. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on shit. And the Taken King. Those 3 expansions plus the base game for $79. That's fine. Because you're not just getting the Taken King on its fucking own. Now, am I saying that the Taken King on its own should be like $20 or $30? No, because clearly it's a bigger expansion than the previous 2. So yes, it should be more expensive than those 2 combined because it's probably got more in it. But should it be the price of a full price game? No. At least not by Australian standards, no. It should not cost me fucking $70 to $80 to get the fucking Taken King. So I'm probably never going to get it. I know someone who did get it who also bitched about it with me. I'm not calling that person a hypocrite, but they actually make a living. So they have the money to throw around on that sort of shit. I don't. And even if I fucking did, I would still refuse to do that. Same with Star Wars Battlefront. You can say, oh, it's just because you don't have all that much money. Bitch, when I want to, I can fucking save up, right? I am sitting in front of a basically $500 TV. I have paid for on my own a PS3, PS4, and a Wii U within months of each other. When I want to, and I'm making enough, I can spend money on shit I want. But stuff like this is bullshit because it shouldn't cost that much. Fucking consoles and TVs are completely different from that kind of shit. And it's like, you know, you might even be able to say, well, you can't talk. You bought, which not that you'd know until I'm bringing it up right now, but I bought the Rooks edition of Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which cost like, what, $114 for me, I think. Maybe less, because I think I got some money off because it was a place that I usually get stuff from. They have a pre-order loyalty bonus thing that lets you get it cheaper. But, you know, I still bought it that way. Why would you do that if you don't know? Blah. Oh, you're just an Assassin's Creed fanboy. Shut up. I did the same thing with Unity. I got the fucking Bastille edition. By accident. I didn't ask for it, but I got it, and I still had to pay full price for it, even though I didn't entirely pay for it because my parents threw in $50 birthday money. But, you know, I still got that. The game is a bit but I don't mind that I paid for that because I still enjoyed the game. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, have I got all that far through? No, but it's already way fucking better than Unity, and I can tell by now, even if it goes to shit, the first part that I've already fucking done has already been worth it. Will I buy some sort of expansion, some fucking season pass for that? Is the question that you've probably got now. Okay, you're talking about all these other ones. Are you going to buy that? I don't remember offhand what price it is, but I'm pretty sure it's like near $60 or near $50. Something like that. And you know what? Probably not. If I buy anything, it'll probably be individually from that. Because you know what? Unless the season pass is fucking cheap, or if it is expensive, it actually lives up to that price, then I will consider it. Because that's just it. If it isn't cheap, which is the point, it's supposed to be cheaper than buying all the shit separately. What I want is for fuckers to actually, you know, live up to that. Sometimes it's only like a couple of bucks cheaper, and that's a fucking slap in the face. I'm not saying all season passes should be what they were last gen and be about like $20. Last gen, that made sense. Because, well, fuck, come on. But now, more work has to go into it, all this other shit. Whatever. Arkham Knight's season pass, not worth it. I haven't bought it. I know someone who got it for, like, basically because he got a discount and only had to pay base rate for the game to get another edition because he knew some people. Even he didn't think it was worth it to get the season pass, because one thing that you got was like, I don't know, 45 minutes or less. I think that was like the Red Hood thing was like really fucking short. So it was like, okay, what's the fucking point of that then? And now it's available anyway. It was supposed to be a pre-order exclusive to GameStop and EB Games in Australia. So like EB Games here, GameStop North America. And now it's DLC that you can get normally. So what was the fucking point? I honestly wish they would stop with that bullshit. So that's another thing, because I'm just going to be rambling anyway. Pre-orders, I'm not entirely against. I do it a lot. Not as often these days, but I still do it. I don't know if I'm going to pre-order Rainbow Six Siege, but I'm going to get it. One way or the other, I'm going to get that fucking game. Because it actually looks fun, even if it's only basically multiplayer only now, which is fucking dumb, but whatever. I mean, Christ, guys, even Splatoon has a fucking single-player mode, and same goes for you, fucking Star Wars Battlefront. That's another reason I'm not getting Star Wars Battlefront, by the way. It doesn't have it apparently, it's either it or something like it. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's Star Wars Battlefront does not have a single-player mode or single-player story mode or something. And it's like, why? Literally all of the other ones had, even though there's only 2, but, you know. I have Star Wars Battlefront 2. I still have it somewhere, but I don't want to reach out for it wherever the fuck it is. It's here somewhere. It's in a disc case, but anyway. The point is, that has like 2. That is 2 different fucking single-player story modes. This has none. Correct me if I'm wrong, but last I checked, it had none. That's fucking stupid. I've been holding that water long enough, I might as well take a drink, eh? So, now that I'm very casual with my posture, it just bugs, this kind of shit bugs the fuck out of me. It's to the, like, especially because people bitch about all this shit and then laugh Nintendo off. Do you know how well Nintendo has been handling DLC? They are handling it the best. All right? You want to bitch about overpriced shit, whatever. Super Mario Maker, free updates, no DLC, and there probably won't be any DLC. Because it's not really, it's just updates. They just add shit. You don't have to download it, it automatically downloads it into the fucking game. Fucking Splatoon. I've put damn near 200 hours into that game since it came out. Since the day it came out. Because I pre-ordered that shit. They have added more to that than some games have, and it's all been free. Compare it even to Mortal Kombat X. I gave Mortal Kombat X a free pass now. Mortal Kombat X. Some free skins. Oh, it's like, well, not even free. Some skins that you can either download normally or you download as a pack or whatever the fuck. Or you get the season pass and you get access to all of them. 15. I would argue there are over 1,000 items of clothing and damn near 100. Well, okay, maybe not even that, but several hundreds to about 1,000 items of clothing in that fucking game. Again, I could be wrong. I'd say a couple hundred at least, over 100. Which is still, even if it's only 50, it's still more than Mortal Kombat X was giving behind a paywall. Nintendo is giving you this shit for free. They added new stages for free. And at first there was only 2 multiplayer maps in there. But the more you play story mode, the more you realize, yeah, it's coming. They're just giving themselves extra time to work on this shit. It's like with Super Mario Maker. Granted, with that, it was more you had to play the game to unlock shit. It wasn't so much, oh, just wait, we'll put it out there. No, it was you had to play around with the fucking game to unlock stuff. Nothing was unlocked from the get-go. Well, at least, not nothing was, but a very limited amount of stuff was there to begin with. The more you play the game, the more shit you unlock. And now they're adding more shit into it. Same goes with fucking Smash Brothers for the Wii U. Yes, that shit is behind a paywall, but it's cheap. And if you want to get a bundle, last I checked, it was like $20 Australian for one of those bundles where it's a few characters and like 20 something or more skins. Maybe $20. It could be cheaper, I forget. But generally the point is Nintendo handles DLC and shit like that fuckloads better than just about anyone else. And this whole situation even made me realize something about myself, and that I'd had a Patreon set up. Did I really, advertise it much? No, because I was thinking, well, I'll leave it there, and once I seem to start to get a following, then I'll start advertising it. But it's just there for now. The other day, I reverted back to a patron. Because I'm like, A, this is a bit stupid. Who am I to really be starting a Patreon account up when I don't even have a base following? I have like one fan from... Really apologize if you're watching this, but I can't remember exactly what country you are, but you're somewhere in like Western Europe, right? Eastern Europe? West Europe? I forget exactly where Sweden is, but I think it was from Sweden or Switzerland, somewhere like that. Sorry. And that's cool. I like having at least one dedicated fan. But until I have like quite a few, it just seems kind of pointless. And also because, as you've noticed, I don't do videos frequently enough to justify it. I think my reasoning initially was, okay, this is a sort of, not so much a cry for help, but, I can't really do this regularly because I don't make much money. If you want me to do it more regularly, throw some money my way. You don't have to throw much, but, you want to do it. And made, reward tiers and shit. And some of them were honestly really fucking dumb. I pretty much threw them in there because I knew no one would do them. Like, you want me to review a certain game and I don't own it and don't intend on getting it myself. Then it was like $50 or so, and that would go towards me buying the game. I wouldn't necessarily use all of that to buy the game. If it was cheaper than that much, so it wasn't like a AAA release or something like that, that costs $1 bajillion Australian, then I would basically tell you, take that back and pay me this much, so you're paying for half, and I'll just put up the rest of the money. Or like, again, it would be games that I would not be intending to buy with my own money anyway. Then I realized, I don't know how I even justified that to myself. That's a stupid idea, and I just went, fuck it. I knocked it back down. If I do start it back up, then I'm not going to go with any tier that high until I get some sort of following where it's like, okay, maybe these people would actually be willing, like, and I had it limited anyway. I had it limited to like 5 people could do that a month. No, per video, a month. Because even if I was doing the per video thing, I don't do it enough regularly to really justify that. I really want to get back into video stuff. I'm going to get a capture card in the next few months, so that's going to be interesting. Pretty much just expect this to turn into a Splatoon-based channel where I do Let's Plays of Splatoon. So, pre-warning you right now. But yeah, it's led to a lot of that sort of shit where I just go, wow, how can I talk when I'm trying to, well, you know, at least with me, I'm like, okay, I put the option there, but I don't expect people to actually take it. And then I watched a Jim Sterling video. It was like, you know, you're still dangling the carrot. If people want you to do that, they can pay you this much, and you can do that. So pretty much if I start a Patreon up again, I'm going to keep the amounts very low. 20 will be the highest, if that. And that will be more like, I don't know, still going towards something. But specifically, you want me to do this, well, okay, help me pay for it, but not pay for the whole thing, and I will do it. Because, you know, it might be something I just don't want to do, so you want me to do it. I am a very greedy person. I'm not going to deny that. So there you go. But donations of any kind, I don't really care. You donate one, if you donated $1 to that, I would have been just as appreciative as if you donated about $1 million to me. I don't care. But talking about Patreon seems a bit weird because, you know, I'm saying that I've gotten rid of my Patreon account, essentially. And I'm back to a Patreon. And I would love to donate to other people, but I just don't have the money. So, you know, like, it's honestly to the point that if I ever get into game development, which I considered when I was in high school, and then thought, this is way more fucking complicated than I ever thought it would be. So just, I don't think I have the patience for this shit. But the example is, I want to get one of the RPG Maker games. The RPG Maker software things. I'm probably going to get the newest one, which is out now. RPG Maker MV. Whatever the fuck MV stands for. Because I know, like, the last one was VX. Ace. Fuck knows where they come up with this shit. But anyway. And I can tell you right now, because of all the shit I've seen on Jim Sterling's show, the Jimquisition, there's no way the first thing that I make out of that game, that software, I'm not going to make people pay for at all, because it'd just be toying around with the assets and shit. I would not be using original created by me or created specifically for me to use, which I would only do that if I'm able to pay other people. I would make games with that using the assets in it. And any games that I would do like that, I would not make people pay 1 fucking red cent for that shit. Because I'm not really doing, or at least I'll put it this way. If I was making you pay anything, it would be the bare minimum amount that I could think of. So, like, let's see, for example, Undertale is $9.99 US. You would be paying less than that for anything that I made. $2 at most. Minimum 99 cents. Because I just don't think that it would be worth it. Even if the game somehow turned out to be really great and people loved it, I still wouldn't want people to be shilling out their hard-earned cash for something that I made using pre-made shit that I had nothing to do with. And all I did was bought the ability to be able to use it and make stuff with it. And even then, there's all this shit that you've got to agree to anyway. It's probably, you know, I said it was going to be long, but it's probably more long-winded than I thought it was going to be even then. Now it's just kind of devolved into me chatting. And if you like that stuff, well, hell, tell me. So I'm just going to list off shit now that you should check out, honestly. The Jeremy Johns video, for one. I'll probably put a link somewhere, if not Google, or just generally, well, not Google. You're on YouTube. Why the fuck would you be going to Google? Go to the search bar above this video, type in Jeremy Johns. That's Jahns, I think, is his last name. And specifically look for the Battlefront video, or look specifically type in why I refuse to buy Star Wars Battlefront, and that'll get you to the same thing. Check out the Jimquisition if you haven't already, which if you're here but you haven't heard of the Jimquisition before, I will be utterly shocked. But again, both of those two were inspirations for this video. Check out my friend Grindhead Jim. Check out That Ruled in general, thatruled.com. Who really, if it wasn't for Jimmy and the other guys, I probably wouldn't still care to do this sort of shit. Or at least, okay, I would, but I feel obligated to try and do this stuff more often, and I really want to get back into the swing of it. I just can't find enough to talk about that isn't just me doing what I'm doing now, in a way, and just talking about shit that I've already talked about, or giving the same opinion as something that I've already talked about. So it's really frustrating. So I'm going to get back into writing articles more because, well, they're not as long and rambly as these are. So I hope to get back to edited videos in the next few months. Who knows? But I'll be making a lot more money over the December, January school holidays here, because I get brought into work more. I mean, you know, I'm well out of high school. I turned 25, like, on the 12th of this month. But, you know, those times are busier, so that's when I get brought in more and consistently make more money. So I will try to invest in editing software, an actual video camera, because this is being shot with a webcam. It's a webcam that I've had for like fucking 7 years, and it's still going, thank God. But, you know, I'm going to try getting a capture card, as I said, and try and do Let's Plays, which is more just the fact that I want to do those for fun. I'm not going to do those to try and, you know, oh, that's the hip thing to do now. It's just, it looks like, well, honestly, it's because it looks like fun. And I just want to, you know, archive footage of me playing certain shit, because let's face it, short of you doing that, who's going to believe that you did certain stuff? So it's just better to, you know, get it out there and see, so other people can see it. And with some consoles, you just can't do that. Well, sorry, with most you can't. And if you try to do that with certain Nintendo games, even though they give you the option, they'll still hit you with a copyright claim anyway. So thanks, Nintendo. So yeah, check out thatrule.com. Everyone on there is way more fucking talented than me. I can say that with complete humility. I'm not saying that to put myself down. I'm saying that because I fucking believe it. They're all talented motherfuckers. Check them all out. Check out Infamous Sphere. Just put that in YouTube. You'll find her. She's good. She mainly focuses on LGBT stuff though. So if you don't give a shit about queer cinema, then just fuck off, basically. And don't watch her stuff. Simple as that. That's about all I can think of. Who else can I plug? Mark and Becky Games, actually. There are a couple of, if you've still stuck around this long, holy crap, good on you. But if you have and you're actually taking these into consideration, Mark and Becky Games. I started off a bit with That's the beauty of live, isn't it? I've been holding that sneeze in for a while. Yeah. Mark and Becky Games. I started off a bit iffy on them, but they grew on me. They seem very, honestly, they seem like what I'd kind of be if I was an Let's Player, generally, as a thing. Because they're very natural. They don't seem like they're putting on an act. They're just being themselves. And while, yes, most other Let's Players are doing that as well, some of it comes off a bit forced, or generally, they're going out of their way to be funny, whereas Mark and Becky just seem like they're just having fun talking to each other and interacting with the audience and generally being like, oh, I'm not really the shit honest and stuff like that. So check them out as well. But yeah, for those who've actually stuck around in this long and watched this whole thing, again, good the fuck on you. I'm going to try and make more stuff in the future. But in the meantime, I've got a series of James Bond articles that I'm working on for thatrule.com. So again, fucking check out the site, goddammit. This is probably going up there, but it might not because this is so goddamn long-winded. But yeah, go there. I've got the one that I'm working on currently that has been done in parts is my top 12 personal favorite James Bond themes. So themes for the movies. I've done the honorable mentions and the bottom half, so 12 to 7 so far. I'm working on 6 to 1 to be out sometime this coming week. Because it's one was out previous week, one next part came out this week. Finishing that trifecta off with the top half of the list next week. And I'm going to be doing more James Bond themed list because I've just been in a very James Bond kind of kick lately. So, hey. And really, I'd want to do those as edited videos, so that's where articles came in. So if you wanted to watch that, do that. I'm Thomas Fireheart. I will see you guys next time. And hopefully it's not as long-winded as this, but I really needed to get all of this shit off my chest. So thank you from the bottom of my heart if you actually watch this whole goddamn mess. Even if you just skim through it but still watch big portions of it, I would not blame you. So I will see you guys next time.